Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 1 English lesson on context clues. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca, with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts. We're doing grade 1. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of context clues. All right, so our chapter is context clues. Our subject is English Language Arts. We're doing grade 1. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of context clues. It is to use the context to identify the meaning of a word. All right. So so when it comes to context clues, right? It says if you don't know the meaning of the word, then we need to look for context clues. That is like within either a text or within a sentence. And context clues, we say that context clues are nearby words that will help you to figure out the meaning of a word. So let's say, for example, we have a sentence, right? So if we have a sentence and you don't even know the meaning of the word, then you can look at nearby words, which will help you to figure out the meaning of a specific word. And we're going to look at a few words. We're going to look at a few sentences where we are going to identify nearby words that will basically um, help us to figure out the meaning of certain words that we are going to be identifying. All right. So now if we're going to look at a few examples, right, of context clues, remember we say that if you don't know the meaning of the word, and then you can look for context clues, and that can be within a sentence or that can be within a text, right? And the words will usually you'll basically be able to identify like for example a specific word. So if you don't know the meaning of that word, then for example just look at nearby words or any other words that is maybe close by within that sentence, or let's say within the next sentence, that will help you to figure out the meaning of a new word, right? And if we're going to look at a few examples, right? Our example says Megan was glum when her best friend moved away. Megan was glum when her best friend moved away. We now need to identify the context clues within that sentence. A nearby word, actually, if we look at that specific sentence, glum is a word that looks a bit very foreign. So if we look at the word glum, right? So without us having to go to the dictionary, We have the word glum, and now it seems like, oh, we don't know what the word means, right? But now, if we look at that sentence again, so glum, it says Megan was glum when her best friend moved away. So glum. So if we don't know the meaning of what glum means, just look at the whole context of the sentence. It says that her best friend moved away. So now the question is, how would you feel if your best friend had to move away? So the question is, how would you feel if your best friend had to move away? Which means that we would be sad. So which means that this word glum, or we can guess that glum means sad. So we'll assume that glum means sad because in the sentence it says that Megan was glum when her best friend moved away, meaning it will tell us already like how she feels or how she felt when her best friend moved away. Then the next one says hi. Sorry, not hi. Then the next one says he said sorry, but I was still irate. So he said sorry, but I was still irate. So the word irate, what do you think what do you think the word irate means? He said sorry, but I was still irate. Based on that sentence, right? What do you think that word irate means? And it says he said sorry, but I was still irate, which means that that word irate, it can mean that I was still angry. It can mean that I was still angry, right? So even though the person says sorry, but it like gives us the indication that, this specific person was really hurt. They were angry, right? The next one says Mr. Lee keeps his home tidy and clean. He keeps his home tidy and clean. What do you think the word tidy means? Tidy and clean. So tidy and clean. So tidy and clean. So tidy and clean would that mean that he would keep his house neat, cleans his house thoroughly. It's tidy and clean. It is neat. And the next one says, be cautious. Move slowly and watch your step. So be cautious. Move slowly and watch your step. And if we look at the word cautious, what do we think the word cautious mean? It says be cautious, move slowly and watch your step. What do you think the word cautious mean? So the word cautious, if they say be cautious, move slowly and watch your step, then that word cautious, right, can mean you need to be careful. Move slowly and watch your step. Meaning if you don't move slowly and maybe watch your step, you might either fall, you might hurt yourself. So you need to be cautious. Right? And if we look at all of those words that we underlined, right, especially in the first sentence, those are words that it's like the words that, let's say, for example, that we kind of did not know, but based on looking at the sentence or due to looking at the sentence of that word that the word is in, it gave us a clear indication of maybe what the meaning of that word might be, because we had to look at nearby words that helped us to figure out the meaning of the word. And the nearby words, right, that help us to figure out the meaning of the word, we call that context clues. Right? And once again, we said that the word glum, it can mean sad because the friend had left. If my friend had left, that I would definitely be glum. You're sad because now maybe that's your only friend, and now you need to start all over again, starting basically needing to make new friends. So glum is another word for feeling sad. right? The word irate is another word for angry. And without even us knowing that the word is angry, we basically try to figure that out based on the sentence or the nearby words within that sentence that gave us an idea that, okay, so this is the reason why she didn't want to say um, why she was still irate. It's because maybe of something that happened. So as much as he said sorry, the person is still angry. All right. Then we have tidy. And tidy, another word for tidy or neat and tidy, is to be neat. You have to be neat. Your clothes are nicely packed. Your bed is made. Your shoes is packed away. Like everything is just tidy. And then lastly, we have caution, cautious. And another word for cautious, or the meaning of cautious, is to be careful. Because if you're not going to be careful or not going to be cautious, then something might happen, right? And once again, these are called context clues. It's nearby words that basically help us to figure out the meaning of the word. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca and we're going to use the context to identify the meaning of a word. All right, and we say that if you don't know the meaning of a word, then you need to look for context clues. And context clues, it is nearby words that help you to figure out the meaning of a new word. So basically, we just need to look at the specific sentence, right? And then the nearby words within that sentence will give us an indication of what we think the meaning of that word is. And when I say what we think it might be, is because sometimes it's not always, you know, that we think or we basically have an idea of what it really is, right? All right, here it says Deb will sing solo, not with another singer. So the word solo, not with another singer. If we look at that sentence, what do we think is the meaning of the word solo? Solo. solo. What is another word for solo? If in the sentence it says, Deb will sing solo, not with another singer. So, what do you think it means? But you need to tell me what you think what solo means. Another word maybe for solo. If I say I'm gonna sing solo, I'm gonna do something solo, not with anybody else, then what does that mean? And if we were to basically say what solo means based on the sentence, remember if we say Dave will sing solo, not with anybody else. If you do something, right, and you say, I don't want to do it with anybody else, then what does that mean? If you have toys, right, but you say, I want to play solo, I don't want to play with anybody else, then what does that mean? Yes. So which means that solo, it means alone. Because if you say, I want to do something solo, right? Then it means, and you say that I, not with anybody else. So I don't want to do it with another player. I don't want to play with another player. I don't want to sing with anybody else. I don't want to play with anybody else. And it means that solo means that you want to do something on your own. I want to do my presentation on my own. I want to play my games on my own. I want to be alone, solo. So well done. Solo, which is alone, is correct. All right. Now, what is brisk? It says, that was a brisk walk. You must be tired. So that was a brisk walk. You must be tired. What does brisk mean? Brisk walk. And if we were to identify what brisk walk means, then brisk would be saying, especially like if you're extremely tired, right? Then we can say brisk is like taking a fast walk, like you're walking fast. And that is brisk. All right. And then look at the last one, and then we're going to our test. So brisk is either fast or quick walk. Solid. What do you think is the word what do you think the word solid means? It says the baby only eats soft foods. He can't have solid foods yet. What are solid foods? What do you think are solid foods for babies? Solid foods. So solid foods. And if they say babies must only eat soft foods, right? Not your solid foods, and your soft foods are like your mash and all those type of things that you, so even if it, for example, even if it means that you make any form of veggies, right, then all of the veggies needs to be mashed and it needs to be made soft. Your solid foods, right, it's anything that is hard, because remember babies, they cannot chew food properly, which means that they are going to swallow it. And if you just swallow the food, then they might, for example, choke on the food, right? So they need to eat soft food. So solid foods is like hard foods. It's like giving the baby a carrot without mashing the carrot, or giving the baby a roasted butternut without mashing the butternut, right? So solid foods are more like your hard foods. All right, so now we're going to a test where we're going to use context to identify the meaning of the word. So we need to say, what does adores mean within the sentence? It says Sarah adores horses, adores horses. She rides them every day. So Sarah adores horses. She rides them every day. What do you think is adores? Is it option one, loves horses? Or is it option two, she misses horses? And look at the next sentence. It says she rides them every day. Look at the next sentence. The next sentence is she rides them every day. If you use something or do something or play with something every single day, do you love that thing? Option one. Or do you miss that thing? Option two. Something that you use every day. What do you think? Yes, and if we were to identify the context clues within the sentence, and we can say adores is she loves it. Because it says Sarah adores horses. She rides them every day. If you adore something and you ride that thing every day, or you play with that thing every day, it means that you love the thing. You miss something that you don't see or use every single day. So loves is correct. Well done. Option 1 is correct. So well done. The next one is says, what does brief mean? Brief. So brief, it says, are you taking a brief? Are you taking a brief trip or a long one? So brief, does it other is saying, are you taking a short trip or a long one? Option 1. Or does it say, are you taking a new trip or a long one? What does brief mean? Does it mean short, option 1, or new, option 2? All right. And if we were to choose the correct word, brief, yes, if somebody were to take a brief trip, then it means that they'll take a short one. And the words that gives us indication that that word is short because you say it's either short or long. Right, so well done. Short option 1 is correct. Well done. It's the next one says we need to say what does cross mean? Cross. It says he yelped. Yelped at us all morning. Why is he so cross? It's like he was yelling all morning. Why is he so cross? So the word cross, is it why is he so mad? Option 1. Oh, why is he so happy? Option 2. If somebody's yelling all morning, the word cross, does it mean he's mad? Option 1. Or he's happy? Option 2. Somebody's yelling. Yes, and if we were to choose the correct option, it says he yelped or yells at us all morning. Why is he so cross? And then another word for cross is like asking, why is he so mad early in the morning? Well done. So mad is another word for cross. Well done. All right, the next one says, what does parched mean? Parched. It says, it has not rained for weeks, so the ground is parched. It has not rained for weeks, so the ground is parched. Is parched wet or is parched dry? It has not rained for weeks. If it did not rain for weeks, is the ground going to be wet? Option 1. Or is the ground going to be dry? Option 2. So if it says it has not rained for weeks, so the ground is parched. So parched, is it wet or is the ground dry? Which one is correct? All right, then if we were to choose the correct option, we will say if it has not rained for weeks, then it means that the ground is dry. So parched is another word for saying it is dry. Well done. All right, the next one says, Deb will sing so low. Deb will sing so low. What does so low mean? It says, not with another singer. So Deb will sing solo, not with another singer. So what does solo mean? Does it mean option 1, alone? Or does it mean option 2, along? Which one is correct? All right, and if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, it says Deb will sing solo, not with another singer, which means that Deb will sing alone. Well done. Alone is correct. Well done. So this is now the end of our lesson on context clues. We said that context clues are basically nearby words within a sentence that will basically help us to find the meaning of a word that you don't understand. So let's say, for example, you have a word that you don't understand within a sentence, but then words or the way the words are, let's say, formulated within the sentence, they will basically give you an idea of what you think the meaning of that specific word is. And we call that context clues. All right, so thank you everybody for joining. This is the end of our lesson, and I really hope that you're going to have a good day further. So, till next time, goodbye and thank you.